everybody, hope you all are doing absolutely fantastic. So this video is a much requested video on one of my haul videos, that is a review demo of these two products. These are the new foundation and powder at the drugstore from Revlon. These are the Revlon Yearly Naked Foundation and the powder which goes with that. As you all know, I swear by Revlon foundations. Any other drugstore foundation I tried, they all broke me out, and I don't really want to go into it because they broke me out very seriously. Especially Rimmel was the most crappiest drugstore foundation I ever tried. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and they all say that the Revlon Color Stay foundation is the best, and they prefer that over a lot of high-end foundation. So I thought I'll just give it a try. So Revlon Color Stay foundation, yay, it's a thumbs up. I really like that foundation. The thing is that foundation is a little thick for me. I try to dilute it a little bit with the moisturizer or a lighter color foundation, and then apply that on my skin. I feel that just that foundation alone on my skin clogs my pores. I don't know, I'm not into a full coverage foundation, and I don't really feel safe using those ones. I like to breathe through my skin throughout the day. So yeah, I had to give this a try, as they say in Revlon Nearly Naked. So I thought this would be a very light foundation on my skin. As you all know, I have very notorious blemishes. I do not expect a foundation to cover my blemishes. I just prefer going over with a concealer on top of it instead of just piling on layers and layers of foundation and look cakey at the end. So, and I don't think a foundation is supposed to cover your blemishes. I think it's supposed to cover your hyperpigmentation, redness, etc, etc. So yeah, I don't expect this foundation to cover my blemishes. So I'll show you a little clip while I'm applying this foundation, and once we finish that clip, I'll just come back and let you know what I think. So now that you have seen how this foundation performs on my skin, the first layer of this foundation, I think I used about 3 or 4 drops of this, and it covered up my entire face with this Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, which is my new love for my foundation. So I just used the first layer, and as you can see, it did not cover any of my blemishes, not even 10%, but it has covered my hyperpigmentation. I think it has taken care of my hyperpigmentation and a little redness around my nose and everything. So yeah, it has taken care of the imperfections, which I'm really happy. So what I did is I just took 2 more drops of it and just went over my blemishes. I did not blend it, I just blotted that over my blemishes as if I'm using a concealer, and then it did the real magic. It has covered my blemishes almost to 75 or 80%. It was beautiful. So what I would like to say is, if you want an extra coverage, instead of going for a concealer, just build this up. This is definitely a buildable foundation. And also, I have a little rant for Revlon foundations. They do not have a pump. I mean, it's really sick to pour your foundation on your skin, which I don't really like, and I prefer a pump, at least just like MAC or NARS do sell a different pump for this Revlon. I can just invest $2 or $3 and get a pump for my foundations. The next negative thing I have to say about this is this does not have much color selection. The other Revlon foundations like the age defying, what is the other one, the color stay, all these have different finishes. They have different shades for dry skin, they have different shades for combination or oily, and yeah, they have classified the foundations for different skin types, and they have a lot of color selection or color match. Revlon Naked Foundation does not have that classification. They just put out maybe about 15, I can say 10 or 15 shades out, and then we have to pick whatever you think is closest to your skin. So that's a bummer. I feel they should classify the foundations according to the finish, because this tends to get oily on my skin. I have very oily skin, so I noticed that this foundation got oily throughout the day. Maybe after 1 or 2 hours I started getting oily on my T-zone, and after 4 or 5 hours my entire face was like a grease ball. So I did not touch up throughout the day. I just wanted to try this and test this out. But if you blot your skin after 2 hours or something, then this foundation performs fantastic. I definitely recommend this foundation for someone who has dry or normal skin, but for oily skin, just be prepared to blot your skin after 3 or 4 hours. I think 3 or 4 hours is quite normal for any foundation that I used. Even Revlon Color Stay, which I use for oily or combination skin, does get oily on my skin after 4 hours. So blotting your foundation after 3 or 4 hours is quite normal, I believe. So definitely a thumbs up for this foundation for its coverage, which is very light. I feel that I have no foundation on my skin. I feel that I've just applied some moisturizer. That's it. That's how light it feels on my skin. I'm really happy for that. I do not feel that I have applied foundation on my skin, yet it gives a very nice coverage to my skin. So for that, I give a 10 on 10 for this foundation, and definitely a buildable foundation, so I do not have the hassle to apply concealer over my blemishes. So fantastic for that as well. Just a rant is it doesn't have good color selection, and it does not classify, or it does not have separate foundations or shades for different skin types. So that's a rant. So these are only the two things, and the price is fantastic. It's just $10. I think it's pretty normal for a drugstore foundation to be $10. Overall, I love this foundation. I totally recommend this. But if you're an oily skin person, just be prepared to blot your skin after 3 or 4 hours. That's it. So next comes the powder which goes with that foundation, and even I have the same complaint for this. This doesn't have much shade selection. I think there are only 3 or 4 shades, and I just got it in the shade medium. Oh, by the way, the foundation shade I used is 180 medium beige. So yeah, coming to the powder, good packaging, nice and sleek, but it's a little too lengthy, I believe. But then it has a nice mirror, and yeah, happy about the packaging, no complaints. And the powder is just fantastic. This is the best powder I ever experienced in my life, even high-end ones. It feels so silky smooth. I feel I'm just touching a silk fabric. So it's so smooth, it's very finely milled, and it's just fantastic. I'll just show you a little clip of what this powder has done to my skin, and then we'll be right back. So now that you have seen how this powder has worked on my skin, I would like to say that this is fantastic. Definitely a repurchase from drugstore over and over again. I cannot go back to any other powders from now on. This is my go-to powder, and then I just use this elf studio powder brush to apply that. Do not swirl your brush around because this is a very finely milled smooth powder which is tightly pressed, so once you swirl it's all over the place. So do not do it and make this white packaging messy. Just dab that on top of your powder, and that's how much you get, and just blot your skin with that. This gives an additional coverage to your skin. If you notice from the little video I showed, if the foundation has taken care of 75 or 80% of coverage, and the rest of 10 or 15%, the powder has taken care of that. I just use this powder pretty much every single day. Whatever foundation I use, this is the powder I use, and I really like it. One thing I want to say is this is not a powder which you want to use as touch up powder, because this can just cake up on your skin. So just use this one single time once you're done with your foundation. Just use this one single time, and throughout the day just use something else, a blotting sheet, or maybe some other translucent powder which does not cake up on your skin. This is not a powder which you want to build up on your skin, because this gives a very good coverage, and I don't think you want to just reapply throughout the day and just look cakey at the end of the day. So that's one, and the price is good as well. I think it's $10, I believe. It could be a little less, but then it doesn't matter. I really like it and I get the point. So hope this helps in your shopping for foundation and powder. Please let me know if you want me to try any other foundations and any other products that you want me to try and review for you girls. Please leave your messages in the comments, or you can personal message me, or shoot me an email, or find me on Facebook, or anywhere on the world. So all the links to my social networking sites are in the description box, so you can find me anywhere, ask questions, requests, and yeah, pretty much talk to me. And that's it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.